Hey everyone, welcome to episode 11 of the Unity Idle game. Now, I'm aware that last episode I said today we're going to do some production optimization, sorry. Now, we're not actually going to stick with that because I've had another idea which I wanted to show you first, which will then save us from having to make multiple production upgrade videos because we can pack it all into one video. So today I'm going to show you how to make multiple click upgrades, but I'm on about like a sufficient way. I'm not on about a one way. Let me find our upgrade here. Click upgrade, not one we have to duplicate it, move it across and make a whole new script for it. I'm going to make a nice list of upgrades which you'll be able to unlock. Now, what we're probably going to want to do for this first is we are probably going to want to make some sort of system for we're going to need like scroll rects. So we're going to want to make some, if you want to fit more in obviously, because these are really big and stuff. So what I'm going to do, grab my click upgrade. I'm just going to grab all my click upgrade. I'll keep that. For the buttons, at the moment, I'm just going to disable those. And all the progress bars. We're going to have to remake the progress bar, actually. Because it won't work with this. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about the progress bars, because they're going to break this episode. We'll come back to those another time. So, what we're going to do, it's good to know we have our progress bars for now, but we're not going to have them anymore. So we're just going to move them over here and just disable them, because we'll come back to those in a future video, because they're not actually that important at the moment, because we've got a lot to do before we can, start properly using these. Right, let's get our production, buttons. I want to grab my production and my prestige, just move those out of the way. And now that we've got our click upgrade, I'm going to move that out of the way. And you're probably wondering what I'm trying to do here. And you'll see. The problem's going to be making... You know what? No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to add... Whoops. Undo that. Into the canvas, we're going to right click. We're going to add a UI. And we're going to add... where is it? Scroll view. That's it. Right here, we're going to add a scroll view. Now, you lot can design this all you want. I'm not really going to fuss about designing that much. That's down to you lot. But this is the default scroll view, and I'm just going to keep it that way. Bring it down a bit. In a future video, we'll have tabs, okay? So, there's a few things you want to edit before we can do this. We're not going to need a horizontal scroll bar at the bottom because we don't need to scroll left and right. And in our scroll view, we're going to go find... I'm going to have it elastic because it creates a nice effect. I can't really explain it till we have properties. But what I will say is change the scroll sensitivity to something like 20 because the scroll sensitivity is really low. And, right, that looks good. We've got the viewport. We want to leave the scroll bar. In the viewport, you'll see we have a content. This is where we're going to put all our buttons and stuff. Now this content actually needs to be fairly big. Because basically if the content's not big enough for the number... So let's say we had a few buttons in here, right? And then we're spreading these buttons out like so. Look. If one goes out like this, half out, and then we press play, you can kind of see that you can't really scroll past it. It's hard to actually tell right now until you're at the bottom of the screen. But basically, we want to. The content is like where you fit everything inside the scroll wheel. So in the viewport, we're going to add a component, and we are going to add content size fitter, and on the vertical we're going to do preferred size on the horizontal, and preferred size on the vertical as well. Or apparently we're not, because it's broken. Unconstrained on the vertical. We just have to manually set the vertical to about there. For some reason that does not work. Let's remove that. We're going to add the content fitter, so content size fitter onto the actual content, and we'll make the horizontal preferred size. Whoops. And now, I'm not actually sure how big this is anymore, I don't know. Let's, into our content, let's now add, also in our content actually, I'm going to add in a vertical layout group. So whenever we add something, we're going to want child force expand on, and we want to want controlled child size on as well. And upper center. Spacing, let's have like 10 spacing, we'll see how that looks. So now whenever we add in a button into our content, that we cannot actually see. I don't know what's happened there then. Let's go vertical, preferred. Unconstrained. Okay, I don't know what's gone on with our content size fitter there. Very, very peculiar. Alright, let's just remove it for now. We'll come back to that when we need to. That is not important. We just have to edit it whenever we've got new. So let's just adjust our button. Which we can't. Okay. This is rather annoying because now we've got to delete the button. So if this isn't making sense, it's just scroll recs can be quite confusing. But there we go, we've done that now. Okay, now we can get on to what we wanted to do. So let's add in a button, and as you can see, it's the entire size there. But if we duplicate it, it automatically cuts it for us. Now as you can see, this is going to get quite small the more upgrades we have, because you know it's going to be very hard to read that. So what we can do is if we go to our content, we can expand our content downwards, and then it will automatically make it bigger for us because we have a vertical layout group. So then we can, now that that's happened, we can add more. Oh no, it's getting small again, let's just expand it. And eventually you get quite a long thing, but I'm not going to need 25 upgrades to be honest. So I'm just going to make mine like that. This episode will probably make like 3, I don't know. Anyway, now that we've got that, let's get on to what we actually needed to do. Alright, to get started, we're going to open our upgrades script. Now, give that a minute to load. And while that's loading, I'm just going to explain what we're going to do first. We're going to make an sort of an index, which we can use to access the list. So we're going to make a public int upgrade ID. Now back to Unity. We need to get our click upgrade, and we're going to make a brand new folder in the workspace. Whoops. Called prefabs. I'll explain that in a minute. We're going to basically go into this prefabs folder and drag in our click upgrade. I'm just going to go to the 1-column layout. I prefer it. There we go. And now what this means is if we simply delete our click upgrade here, it's not in our project anymore. All we got to do is drag it back in and it'll be there. Obviously drag into our canvas. There you are, and it'll be there. So it's kind of like a saved object now, I guess you could say. Right, let's now open up our data script, and we've got some stuff we need to get to work on in here. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to create a brand new C# script. We'll call this methods. We'll get back to this soon. We're just opening it. I accidentally opened the save system there. We don't need that open. We're going to want to... I know I said we need to do something in data, so let's do that. We need to find where our click upgrade level is, which is here. A uint for us. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna make this a list, and we're gonna do these kind of things like that, and this will make it into a list. So now we've turned all our levels into a list. We're gonna do the same for our prices, but we'll do that a bit later, maybe. Or shall we let's just do it now. Let's do list, open the angle, close the angle. There we go. and this is now not going to work, so let's just remove that for now. Okay, now in our methods, we're going to go up here, we're going to delete all that, we're going to make a public static. I'll explain this in a minute. I'm going to go for a list, and then in here we're going to put in T. We'll call it create list T. Actually, okay, no, this is going to get quite complicated. We're now going to do brackets after this T. Int capacity. We're going to do equals or bigger than. We're going to basically make an expression body here. I think I actually explained what an expression body is. I think it was the last episode. Yeah, we made one right here. Yeah, there's going to be errors now as well, by the way. We'll get to those later. But as you can see, we made an expression body right here. Now back to our methods. We want to return enumerable dot. No, sorry, not equals. We need to add in using system.link because we're going to need that. So we want to add in enumerable dot repeat. This is the wrong thing. Oh yeah, no, we want to add in enumerable, not enumerable. Dot repeat. We're going to need the system.link still because we're going to want to convert this. So we'll say default. What should I say? T in brackets, sorry, comma, capacity. And outside these brackets, we'll say dot to list, like that. And then, like anything, when you're converting something, you've obviously got to put in your brackets after the to list. I'm just being, and there we go. This looks really complicated. Let me explain. The public static meaning, obviously public meaning we'll be able to access it from any other script. Static means we'll basically, in the simplest words, be able to access it directly. So you won't have to make an object within another script. So let me use an example. Let's do upgrades, right? If we could say, if we wanted to normally access this create list, we'd have to make a public methods, no, say methods dot no, not that methods methods dot create list or whatever. Well, we can't do it, but now what we could actually do instead is we could just say, now that that's a static, we could just say methods dot create list, like that, and it will work. Now you can't do that for everything. It does come with its own pros and cons, but you know, for now we can just use this. List obviously means it's going to be a list. It's going to return a list, and the T means generic. Basically, it means generic. So basically any object, anything could really go in here. The create list T, once again, the create list is obviously the name. The T once again means anything, passing in anything. We want to pass in a parameter. Well, we're going to take in a parameter, an argument we're going to take in. So we've got a parameter here called int capacity, which we're going to need for repeating our list, or whatever. Repeating it and then turning it into a list. Then we're returning here, so this means, and then enumerable.repeat and this. And honestly, don't really know what this means. It just works. Well, the to list converts it to a list, but this bit here, don't really worry about it. All you need to know is it works. So yeah, save that now. Also, I'm stuttering a lot in this video as well. I literally woke up like an hour ago because I'm so quite lazy. So yeah, sorry if I'm stuttering. I haven't even had time to really think today. But you know, I'm getting there. Right, now that we've done that, we can go into data. And in our data down here, we'll just drop I'm thinking, should we delete? No, we'll keep it for now, sorry. Right, let's drop down everything here, right? Just underneath our money, we're gonna say, well, we're gonna want to define our click up, like how many levels or whatever we're gonna have. So we're gonna say click upgrade level equals, and now we're gonna say methods dot, and remember how we made it a static, we can now easily access it by the create list. And then in here we want to enter whatever our level is, which is, it's a uint, so we're gonna add a uint, and then we're gonna put in our brackets. And remember how we had a capacity, we had a capacity. That's what we're going to put in here, which is 3 or 4 or 5. This is how many upgrades you want. I'm going to keep things simple with... Ooh. If I go for like 5, I can show off the scroll wheels. So that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go 5 today. Although that's going to take a lot of renaming. So I don't actually know if I'll do 5. You know what? Yeah, why not? Let's just do 5. I might actually split this video into 2 parts because it's going to be quite long. Okay, next up we need to head back over to our methods. Now we're going to make an sort of like a check upgrade method, which is basically going to check our upgrades. So we're going to say public, it'll be the exact same thing here, public static, but this one's not going to return anything, so rather than being list generic, it's going to be void. I'll just call this upgrade check. I spelled upgrade wrong, upgrade check. And we're going to have to pass in a list t list. Whoops, list t. This isn't gonna work, is it? Do I have to? Oh, it's because here after the upgrade check we need to do t. Then here we'll say list t, and we'll call that list, and then we're gonna add another parameter for our length, so int length. I'm gonna say where t : new. Now I don't know, as I said, this is really complicated. I don't expect you lot to understand this. To be honest, I don't really understand it too much either. I understand a little bit of it, but I don't really like this where t new. I don't actually understand. I just know what you got to do. But then we got to try, and then after the try, we're also going to have a catch. Right now, in the try, we're gonna put if list and then dot count is equal to 0. Whoops, is equal to 0. And then we'll say list equals create list t length. And then we'll basically just make a new list if we don't if we don't have a list, we'll make a new one. And then we'll say underneath this we're gonna want to put while list dot count is less than length list dot add, and there we're gonna say new t. And then in the catch, all we want to put is list equals create list t length, like so. Okay, now moving on to our upgrades manager. What we want to do is we're going to get a few errors, just ignore those. Where is our, here it is, public click upgrade. Let's just go down a bit here. We're going to, above this, we're going to make a public list of the type upgrades, and this is going to be called click upgrades. Now I know it's going to get confusing. Rather than this being click upgrade, we're going to call this click upgrade prefab. And there we go. And now we want to sort out our scroll rect and stuff. So we're going to say public scroll rect. Oh yeah, we want to add using Unity engine.ui. So we're going to make a public scroll rect click upgrade scroll. I will make a public game object click upgrade panel. Okay, so where we've got this public string click upgrade name, we're going to cut that and just bring it up here, just so it looks nice, we can keep things together. This is going to be an array of strings called names. And so here, this will be a big double array, and that'll be a big double array. Then we're going to make one more public big double array click upgrade base power, because each a click upgrade is going to have a different sort of power. By power I mean how much it gives you per click. Save that. Okay, now let's fix some of these errors up. So we've got this data equals main game.instant. Let's keep that. Let's just drop down a few times here. We're going to say click upgrade names equals new and we're going to do a new array, and then this is going to be our new list. So we're going to have our strings in here for each upgrade name. So the first upgrade, let's call this click let's call this +1 click power. And then the next one, because obviously I'm doing, how many upgrades am I doing? Am I doing 5? If I go back to my upgrades here, not upgrades, mate, where is it? Where did I put it? Data. Yeah, I'm doing 5 upgrades, so I want 5 of these strings. And it's really easy to add upgrades in the future. I might do a video on how you do that actually. I'll do a video on that. You do plus here, so here, the next one I'm going to do +3 click power. Now I'll do +5 click power, and I'm going to do I've got 5, I shouldn't have done 5, that's going to take a while. And here we've got let's do 10 click power, and then I'll do +25 click power. So these are quite overpowered. Now in here we'll say click upgrade base cost equals new, but this time we want it to be a big double array, because that's what it is, it's big double. Which the names are just strings, so we don't need the new big double array, but because this is big double we do need it. And then in here we're going to put our numbers, so each cost. So the first cost, by the way, this is the first cost, the original cost basically for the first level. So I'm going to make the first one cost 10, next one will cost 30, we'll just do it 50, and then 100, 250, like so. Then we'll say click upgrade cost multiplier equals new big double, once again array, and then I'm going to do 1.25, 1.35, 1.55, 1.75, 1.95, like so. These are just going to be each like different thing. Now you lot will want to go and adjust these prices more carefully, but I'm not really interested in balancing at the moment. I'm just kind of doing this off the top of my head. So next we've got one last thing for making new arrays. So click upgrade, and then this one's going to be the base power equals new big double, and I'm going to do 1, 3, 5, 10, and 25, like so. Now, as I say, remember, if you're not doing big doubles, you don't need to do big doubles. Do like floats, ints, whatever suits your game best. I'm just doing big doubles to showcase them. I'm going to say for int I equals 0, I less than controller dots. Actually, we don't need to do that. We'll do for it. I is less than data dot click upgrade level dot count semicolon I plus plus. I'm going to explain for loops in a minute. Do upgrades upgrade equals instantiate, and then here we're going to want to basically, this means create, and we're going to want to get the prefab, so the click upgrade prefab and the click upgrades panel. That's basically the parent. Let's turn that. What is this? Can't convert from unit game object to unit transform. Okay, that's calm. That's an easy fix. So rather than that, we just have transform, like so, rather than game object. And there we go. That should fix that, and it has. Awesome stuff. Alright, what we need to do next, under the for loop, we've got 2 lines of code to write. Actually, no, there's something still we need to do in the for loop. 4 more lines of code to write. So we're going to say upgrade.upgrade ID equals I, and then we'll say click upgrade dot add. No, that's not what I wanted. Click upgrades dot add, and then here we're going to add in our upgrade. And as I say, I'll explain this for loop in a minute. Now under the for loop, we've got 2 lines of code to write. Click upgrades scroll like so. Dot normalized position equals new vector 2, because we only want the x and y, 0, 0. And this will set it by default to the top of the thing, screen, whatever. And that looks good to me. Now what this for loop is doing is it's going, so we're making a new variable called I, and that's being default set to 0. And it's going to keep adding 1 to I until it's bigger than or equal to the number of items in the click upgrade level. That's basically the easiest way of explaining it. Right, this video is going to get really long, so I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to split this into 2 parts. I'm going to try and upload 2 Unity idle game videos a week now that our other things done for Roblox Studio. So yeah, I'm going to start uploading 2 of these Unity idle game videos a week, or aim to. One every Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, so this next Wednesday, hopefully, I will finish this off. I'm gonna actually end it here because I want to split this into 2 shorter episodes, because it's gonna be really long. We're gonna be pushing 30-40 minutes, and I just don't want to go through one of those really long videos because people get bored really quickly, and you know, then people get things wrong because they get bored over the time. So I'm going to split it into a couple, like 2 really shorter videos. So yeah, hopefully next Wednesday, everyone, there will be another one of these, and we'll finish off all these other errors. I just thought that would make sense, because otherwise we're going to have problems. People will get errors in their script because they won't be as focused, because they've been, you know, it'll get quite boring. So we've got quite far. I'm going to save my project, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, everyone. So thanks for watching this, and we'll finish this off hopefully next Wednesday. Definitely be next episode though. So goodbye.